Rhea Ripley shares update without facial protection following WWE RAW. Rhea Ripley has been making waves on social media after sharing a new update without the protective mask she wore during her surprise return on this week's Monday Night Raw. The WWE Women's World Champion had been out of action for a period due to a fractured orbital bone, but Ripley's latest post has fans buzzing as she prepares to make her in-ring comeback at WWE Survivor Series War Games 2024. Ripley, who has been a dominant force in WWE, returned to Raw in shocking fashion this week. The moment was a thrilling surprise for fans, as the 28-year-old powerhouse made her way to the ring with a shout of War Games, before launching an attack on Liv Morgan, the reigning Women's World Champion. It was clear from the intensity of the attack that Ripley's return was not just a casual reappearance. It was a statement of intent as she sets her sights on an important match at Survivor Series.
If you love your father, then subscribe the channel, and those who love me show your love by liking and subscribing.
Prior to her return, Ripley had been sidelined due to an injury to her orbital bone. The fracture had forced her to take time off to recover, but it appears the Eradicator is now fully healed and ready to get back into the thick of action. In a pair of Instagram photos posted after Raw, Ripley showed herself without the mask that had become a signature part of her look during her time away from the ring. The images captured Ripley in a more relaxed state, offering a rare glimpse of her without the usual protective gear, much to the excitement of her fans. Ripley's return sets the stage for an exciting and highly anticipated women's War Games match at Survivor Series on November 30th, 2024. She will be part of a formidable team alongside Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, Io Sky, and Naomi. Together, they will face off against a powerhouse faction consisting of Liv Morgan, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, Candice LeRae, and Raquel Rodriguez in what promises to be an explosive contest. War Games, known for its chaotic and unpredictable nature, is the perfect environment for Ripley to reassert her dominance. As one of the most physically imposing women on the WWE roster, Ripley has consistently proven herself to be a force to be reckoned with. Her surprise return and subsequent attack on Liv Morgan solidified her readiness for battle, with Survivor Series shaping up to be one of the most exciting events of the year. The match will no doubt be a thrilling spectacle, featuring some of WWE's top female superstars. The intensity of the War Games format, where teams are locked inside a cage and can only gain victory through pinfall or submission, will bring the best out of each competitor. For Ripley, this could be the moment where she reasserts her position as the top woman in WWE. As for Liv Morgan, she will have the challenge of defending her title in the face of one of her most dangerous rivals. Ripley's return not only intensifies their rivalry, but also adds another layer of drama to what's already shaping up to be a high-stakes matchup. While Ripley is focused on Survivor Series, her social media presence has been a strong source of engagement with fans. Sharing photos of herself without the mask signals that the injury is behind her, and she is ready to reclaim her spot in the ring. Her confidence and poise in the photos demonstrate the mental and physical recovery she has undergone, and it's clear that she is looking forward to what's next. Ripley's absence due to injury only fueled speculation about her return, and now that she's back, the anticipation for her performance at Survivor Series is palpable. She is one of the most respected and feared women in the industry, and her participation in the War Games match is expected to be a defining moment in her career. As the clock ticks down to Survivor Series, all eyes will be on Rhea Ripley as she prepares to lead her team into battle, and fans are eagerly awaiting what will be one of the most highly anticipated matches in WWE history. With the potential for more surprises, twists, and high drama, Ripley's comeback at Survivor Series is sure to be a key highlight of the night. Former WWE writer Vince Russo recently shared his thoughts on Rhea Ripley's return during this past Monday's WWE RAW. On the latest episode of Sportskeeda Wrestling's Legion of Raw show, Russo voices criticism, calling the segment predictable and expressing frustration with WWE's repetitive storytelling approach. Russo highlighted that the dramatic return of Ripley and her subsequent attack on Liv Morgan, which set the stage for the Survivor Series War Games match, was something fans could see coming from a mile away. Everybody and their grandma knew this was going to lead to a War Games match, Russo said. He explained that the formula felt too familiar and lacked excitement, especially considering that SmackDown had ended in a similar fashion the week before. The veteran wrestling writer emphasized that WWE's tendency to use the same structure repeatedly was starting to wear thin. "I am so tired of the repeat, Russo added, lamenting that WWE had resorted to familiar tropes without offering much variation. According to him, the company seemed to be relying heavily on these types of chaotic brawls as a way to build up to major events like War Games, often with little to no innovation in the booking. Russo pointed out that WWE was essentially rushing the storyline for the War Games match, squeezing it into just 2 weeks of build-up. In his view, the quick turnaround resulted in a lack of fresh ideas and less creative storytelling. They're trying to get this War Games booking in a matter of 2 weeks. So, just put all the girls out there and have them brawl. It's the simplest way to do that, he said. Despite his criticisms, Russo acknowledged that the brawls themselves serve a practical purpose, as they quickly set up the structure for a multi-person match. However, he questioned whether this approach truly engaged the audience in a meaningful way. For him, the lack of nuance in these segments made the build-up feel formulaic and devoid of the intrigue that could come from more creative and unique booking. Russo's comments reflect a growing concern among some fans and industry insiders about WWE's reliance on familiar formulas to generate buzz. While War Games itself is an exciting concept, the lack of fresh storytelling could risk making it feel like just another routine match rather than a thrilling, must-see event. As WWE heads toward Survivor Series, it remains to be seen whether the company will change its approach in the coming weeks or continue with this predictability. With established stars like Ripley and Morgan involved, the match has the potential to deliver, but how WWE handles the build-up could determine just how compelling it becomes for fans. Former WWE writer Vince Russo recently criticized Rhea Ripley's return on WWE RAW during the Legion of Raw show. Russo called the segment predictable, noting that everyone saw the War Games match setup coming. He expressed frustration with WWE's repetitive booking, pointing out that the same chaotic brawls had been used recently, including on SmackDown. Russo argued that WWE was rushing the War Games storyline into just 2 weeks, making the build-up feel formulaic. While acknowledging that brawls are a quick way to set up multi-person matches, he questioned whether this approach was truly engaging the audience in a meaningful way.